Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 25 of The Road to Glory, here with Kyla Adams. Now, first things first, as you can see, Netstream has just come into the game, as we're now into August of 2017. Basically, Netstream is the quote-unquote Netflix of the Seaverse. Reverie is it was the first sort of big streaming service in terms of broadcasters to essentially come into the game. But yeah, now we have Netstream, as you can see there. They do only cover the US and Canada at the moment. And as you can see, they're a pretty good company to actually get with. They require cult, and they only require 50 D plus popularity in 6 regions, which is pretty low. And they also don't need you to cover the home region. So basically, companies such as south of the border, a lot of the Japanese countries, if they do have the popularity or enough popularity, they could get on this subscription service streaming platform. And it's definitely something that we should be looking into for maybe our TV shows, obviously a long time in the future, if we are still with Summit Wrestling. Now, I want to do one thing before we start booking shows, and that is, well, two things actually. First of all, let's check the popularity. We left off last episode, we ended last episode with 44D popularity in the Mid-South, 43 importance there as well. We check it, yeah, check it there. So, we're getting pretty close to that 47 that you need in 2 regions. We're getting pretty close for 1 region, being the Mid-South. And the other thing I wanted to check was the wrestling industry. As you can see, the economy is now at a 9, still falling, but we're almost at the turning point there. It goes down to 0, and then as soon as it hits 0, it'll rebound and start to increase. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Obviously, we had a pretty good economy when the game first started. I can't remember 100%, but if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a D plus or maybe a C minus. I can't remember, but it was relatively good back then, and it would be really good for us to get that type of level, if not even better, going forward. One more thing we'll check actually is, of course, the creative meeting here. Now, we've got our franchise players. Interestingly enough, Cali Slick is not one of them, as he's no longer a main eventer. And yeah, Mobstar, both of our tag team champions, Mobstar, Buster Cap, and then, of course, if you watched the last episode, we had the new leader of the Long Beach Mafia coming forward, and that is Primus Allen, basically costing the North American Championship, basically screwing Cali Slick over, and more or less giving his arch rival his first title in Summit Wrestling. There's going to be a lot of storyline going forward in regards to these guys. And I'm really looking forward to booking it. I do enjoy, making storylines and having, different feuds and rivalries between different people. But obviously, for the first, 20 or so episodes, we weren't really focusing too much on storylines because we pretty much just had to really get through stuff. It's also worth mentioning that we're also getting pretty close to 1 million in the bank, which is pretty good to see. All right, let's do. Ooh, we probably should have done some meddling there, but a successful rib that actually helps out the backstage rating there as well. Let's go in the Mid-South again. And I guess we want to have... Let's have a singles match for the main event. Let's go El Mítico Jr. and he can take on Mobstar in the main event. I think that's pretty good. 20 minutes. We'll give Mobstar the victory. Obviously, going to be a tainted victory there as well. And we're going to have an interference on El Mítico by your boy Buster Cap. Or his boy, we should say Buster Cap. Of course, the tag team champions. Some more outside interference. I know we had a little bit last episode as well. That's not too bad. Then we want to have... Well, I wanted to have... Yeah, I wanted to have Austin Smooth and Sunny Wildside take on the team of Avalanche Decano. Well, Venomous Death, basically. Avalanche Decano and Cobra. And instead of that, let's go with a bit of a different match. Let's go Sunny Wildside and Bret Heartbreak taking on Venomous Death. Pretty strange partnership there. And I think we'll leave it blank as well. Again, it's pretty hard to book with Kyler out injured at the moment. But we're going to do our best. Let's go with the odds, and they can take on... Let's go with a bit of a random team. Let's go Devious Dr. Fang and Samael the Accuser. Again, just kind of testing for chemistry. We'll give Samael the victory. And we'll go one more singles match. The question is, who is actually going to be in it? Let's go Silvestre Bernier. I guess Primus, maybe? Have we done this match already? We've never done this match. Alright, perfect. Going to be an 8-minute match there. Obviously, Primus Allen the Monster getting the victory. And that breaks things up a little bit. No Cali Slick, no Ernest Youngman. We're going to put our faith in El Mítico and Mobstar. Two really, really good workers for us, so I'm pretty confident in their ability. I want to have an Ernest Youngman. No, sorry, El Mítico Jr. Don't know why I said Ernest. Literally always on my mind, that guy. Then we want to also have... Let's go with a Samael angle to open the show. And I think we'll go one more angle. Let's go with Buster Cap. Actually, let's go all of them. So let's go Primus Allen first. And then we'll go Mobstar and Buster Cap. So that's basically the pecking order at the moment for the Long Beach Mafia. And that's going to come at the end of the show. And basically Primus Allen comes out and discusses, you know, him taking over leadership of the Long Beach Mafia. And, you know, that they're pretty much going to be the most dominant stable. Things under Cali Slick, while they were good, they weren't great. Cali Slick was the one that pretty much capitalized on all the success of the stable itself. And Primus Allen is saying that they have the opportunity to be the most dominant stable in America at the moment. I like that. Let's run the show. Start off with a 75 B- for Samael's angle. The tag team match getting a 55 C-. We've got Devious Dr. Fang and Samael the Accuser defeating the odds in 9:39 when Samael defeated Floris Bouchard by pinfall with a Poison of God. And as you can see down the bottom, DDF and Samael the Accuser had great chemistry. So I think we're onto a winner with this new luchador, you know, evil luchador stable, like a Rudo stable. Because Rudos are, of course, the heels in Mexico. We then go into a 59C. We got Primus Allen defeating Silvestre Bernier in 8:03 by pinfall with a running power slam. We then go into a 61C. Got Venomous Death defeating Sunny Wildside and Bret Heartbreak in 9:43 when Cobra defeated Bret Heartbreak by submission with a Viper Vice. And yeah, pretty good match actually. I'm happy with that. We then go to a 69C plus for El Mitico's angle before the main event. The main event does really well, as I kind of expected. We got a 72B minus. And we have Mobstar defeating El Mitico Jr. in 20 minutes 30 seconds by pinfall with a flattener DDT, following interference from Buster Cap. And yeah, they have great chemistry when facing each other, so definitely a match we can use in the future as well. El Mitico with a 74 in-ring performance there. We've got one more angle left to go, 70C plus for that Primus Allen angle, where he does officially take leadership and proposes that the Long Beach Mafia are going to be the most dominant stable in America. And maybe he even throws out the idea of accepting a new recruit to basically take the place of Cali Slick. And I mean, we'll have to just wait and see how Cali Slick will respond in the next show. We get a 55C minus for that show, a really good start to this episode, and I'm very happy with it overall. Really solid main event. I thought El Mitico and Mobstar, like I said, they're two really talented workers. You know, they're probably never going to be... Well, El Mitico probably might be a North American champion at some stage. But probably not so much Mobstar. Anyway. We've got Bret Heartbreak wants some momentum, which is fine. Everything else there is nothing really too important. Let's just advance to our next show here. I would like to get through quite a few shows on this episode. Alright, so let's get into this next event. I think Kyla comes back in probably about 20 days or so. Anyway, let's medal. Let's go with Primus and Cali Slick. And it's backfired again. They're back to hatred. That's not good. Really not good. I was hoping we could try and sort this out, but... You know, we got it back to strong dislike, and now it's back to hatred. It's just not a good look overall. Alright, so for this match, or for this main event, I want to have Ernest Youngman take on Marv. Let's go Dean. Let's go Dean Waldorf, and we're actually going to put the title on the line. And what will happen is Earnest is going to issue an open challenge to anyone but Cali Slick, as he wants to give Cali Slick a rematch at the next big event. Well, Cali Slick has his rematch at the next event. If Ernest Youngman's still the champion, then of course he'll verse him, but whoever is the champion at that stage will actually be taking on Cali Slick, so it doesn't exactly matter who it is. Now, this is a real question, did we actually crown #1 contenders? I thought we might have. We also have to mention Primus Allen is actually the #1 contender, officially the #1 contender. I guess we can go maybe Logan Wolfsbane and Gideon Kato. Let's do a tag team title match. Actually, let's go non-title. So we need, oopsies. We need Logan Wolfsbane and Gideon Toe. Put them two together. 10-minute match, non-title. I was going to make it for the titles, but I decided, yeah. Decided not to. So I'll put that up there. Let's go a 6-man. Let's go with the Ards and Sylvestre Bernier, so the young Canadians. And they can take on the team of... Yeah, we'll go Silent Accusers and Devious Dr. Fang. Give that 10 minutes. Let's go with Hush to get the victory. I mean, it doesn't really matter who he actually beats. And let's book some angles as well first. So let's go Earnest. And then Buster Cap and Mobstar can have an angle together as well. And then we finally want to also have Samael, Hush, and Devious Dr. Fang. And we'll make this the formation of a new stable. Alright, let's go one more match. And let's have Robin Delay. And he can take on Sunny... That's Marv Statler. Have we done this match? Not a singles match. Perfect. Give it 8 minutes. Marv Statler to get the win. Open script decisive. And then we'll work the crowd as well. And that one can actually be our opening match. Alrighty. Now let's create this stable. Now, I really would like some suggestions for the new stable name. So again, we're going to go with question marks here. It's probably going to be here for a while because I do have a few episodes pre-recorded. But basically, no one actually knows the name of the stable because you guys, maybe even me, I'm going to think of some ideas, but I want you guys to suggest some stable names for the 3 Rudos of DDF, Devious Dr. Fang, Samael the Accuser, and of course Hush as well. So yeah, let's add them in. So we want to start off with Samael. I do want Samael to be the leader of the group. Then we can go with Hush. And finally, Devious Dr. Fang. Of course, there is room to add to that, so... we now have 3 stables. And we're going to auto-name that as well. So there we go. And of course, they are essentially Rudos, so they're going to be a heel stable. So if you can try and relate that to your suggestion, that'd be great. It can be in Spanish or English. I don't really mind, as long as I can put it into Google Translate and I basically can understand what it means. That's perfectly fine. So yeah, shoot your shot and suggest something in the comment section down below. Anyway, let's run this show, and as we get into it, if you could smash the like button on this episode, it'd be much appreciated, guys. Again, the support for these videos, for this whole series, really has just been incredible, and I just want to say thank you for that. Alright, so let's get into the show. Unfortunately, we start off with a 45D, which is really low. And we have Marv Statler defeating Robin Delay in 7:58 by pinfall with a backdrop backbreaker. But luckily, we also have Robin improving in Rumble skills. We then go to a 52D+. We've got the formation of a new stable here in Summit Wrestling. And of course, we've got Samael, Hush, and DDF. Bit of a low rating there, but that is because of these two. We then go into a 51D+ for our new stable, question mark, question mark, question mark. And they defeated the Young Canadians in 10-14 when Hush defeated Harbin Girard by pinfall with a stun gun. But luckily, we also have Devious Dr. Fang improving in performance skills, so good for him. He does really need to try and improve. So I'm pretty happy with that, even though I kind of wanted the other team to improve as well. Anyway, we then go into a 67C+ rated angle for our tag team champions, the Long Beach Mafia. Their match gets a 61C. We've got Long Beach Mafia 3 defeating Logan Wolfsbane and Giddy Yukato in 10-15 when Buster Cap defeated Giddy Yukato by pinfall with a Mafia kick. Good match. We then go to a 66C+ rated angle from Ernest Youngman before the main event. And the main event gets a 76B-. Our best ever match. This beats the North American title match at the end of last episode. And of course, it's your boy, Ernest Youngman. I mean, he's everybody's boy at this point. And we have Ernest Youngman defeating Dean Waldorf in 2015 by pinfall with the hit. Ernest Youngman makes defense number 1 of his Summit North American title. And yeah, Ernest and Dean have great chemistry. Hence the highest ever match rating. 76 in-ring performance as well for Earnest, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's a good showing. Let's end the show, and we end off with a 55C- there. Really good stuff, consistent, back-to-back 55s. I'm pretty happy with that for our overall show ratings at the moment. I mean, last episode, towards the big event, the shows were a little bit lacking. They were a bit low. Anyway, title prestige up to a 100A star as a result of that, which is very, very impressive. Anyway, let's keep advancing. We're going to get out of the first week here of August. All right, nothing to see there. Honestly, I feel like I could book BCG a lot better than they are currently. Kobayashi. Really? And he's loyal. He's a really good pickup for them. He must have got released. Yeah, he got released in September from Pride Glory. And they got picked up, I mean, a month later, basically. And because of his age, he's so young, he became loyal to BCG, which means he won't actually leave BCG to go to their company rivals, of course, Golden Canvas. Interesting, man. That's really, really interesting. He's also one half of their World Tag Team Champions. Anyway, I don't want to look at that too much because it just makes me sad. Because I really did want to go to BCG. And I like I said in that episode, I know we lost a bit of the start of the episode, but you heard my heartbreak in that one. You heard it. in more ways than one. Obviously, not getting the BCG job, getting rejected for it, basically. And then, of course, the fact that the first actual part of my recording corrupted. Ooh, Spencer Spade, eh? Interesting. Now, if you've been a subscriber of mine for a long time, you will know that Spencer Spade in my New York City Wrestling series was probably our best ever champion, I would say. He was definitely up there. And he himself had a pretty good stable alongside the Midnight Prowler and I think, was it Aldous? I think it was Aldous as well, yeah. I think we should bring him in. Look at that star quality. That's what you like. You like to see that. Interesting. Shortlist him for sure. I mean, he's just signed with New York City. Very interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, let's continue through. Don't want this episode to be too long. Alright, nice. We've got Avalanche improving his behavior. Let's go with another medal. Again, we're pretty much just going to be medaling this for... Well, it's going to seem like the end of time, really. One other thing we need to do is make these inactive tag teams now, as... Yeah, they're no longer basically going to be... Well, Long Beach Mafia 1 and 2 will, of course, now have to be with Primus Allen, so... I mean, we can essentially add him if we wanted to, but let's just wait out on that for a second. I really want Earnest to come back. I'm pretty sure he's going to be unavailable for this one as well. Not Earnest. Keep saying Earnest because he's just always on my mind. Austin Smooth is the guy I'm thinking about. He's still out on tour as well. Anyway, let's go with the main event for this one. And we're actually going to have Callie Slick team up with Ernest Youngman, who is going to be versing at the event. And they're going to be actually taking on Primus Allen and Mobstar. Massive match. I mean, big stuff. And we're also going to get a response from Callie Slick about the whole situation at the moment. And I'm also not going to choose a winner, so that'll be interesting. Anyway, other matches. Let's go with a singles match. Angel of Mercy can take on Devious Dr. Fang. Of course, Angel of Mercy not really too worried about this this new Rudo stable being formed. But he is booked in a match, and he's going to have to keep his wits about him. Then let's go with another match. Let's have the Suffering take on the Sons of Tomorrow in an 8-minute match. And let's give the victory to Bret Heartbreak, actually. You know, he needs a bit of momentum. Felipe's upset. Can we make Seth lose? Of course, he's been on a... Alright, let's make Felipe lose, because I don't really want Seth to lose. He just got his sort of first win on the big event. The Battle for Lodo. So let's go that. We'll keep Felipe strong as well. There's a nice tag team match, and we'll go with let's go with one more singles match. And let's have... Who will we have? Good question. Let's go Matsumoto, and he can take on... I guess Marv Statler. That works. Yeah, well, actually, we'll give that one 8 minutes. And then I'll make the tag team match. I'll make that one 10 minutes. Alright, so let's go with our angle. We'll start off with... We'll go Primus Allen and Mobstar, and that can be before the main event. And then let's go with Callie Slick. Bit of a risk, but we'll go with Callie... Actually, we'll go Earnest and Callie Slick. Because they will also be talking to each other, essentially, about their match at the next big event. So that works out pretty well. And then, of course, Callie Slick will be discussing the Long Beach Mafia and what's sort of taking place at the moment. And finally, let's just go with a suffering promo as well. Actually, let's go with the opposite. Let's go with Bret Heartbreak and Robin Delay. I'm not even sure if they're involved in a storyline, but let's just do that. And we'll chuck that up there before their match. And let's run the show. Alright, so we start off with a 43D. We've got Marv Statler defeating Kyuchi Masamoto in 750 by pinfall with a backdrop backbreaker. And Marv and Kyuchi have pretty good chemistry, so... I mean, the match was absolutely dreadful to begin with. But obviously it did a little bit better than it probably was supposed to do. We then go to a 35E+. Really bad angle for Bret Heartbreak and Robin Delay. Of course, the Sons of Tomorrow. Their match does a lot better, getting a 55C-. We have the Sons of Tomorrow pulling off a bit of an upset victory, defeating the Suffering in 9:44 when Bret Heartbreak defeated Felipe Caballero by pinfall with a heart attack. And yeah, Robin Delay outperforming Bret Heartbreak in this one. With a 39 to a 36. Wow. I didn't really expect that. Anyway. We move on to another 55C- for Angel of Mercy defeating Devious Dr. Fang in 10:09 by pinfall with a Mercy of God. DDF with a better in-ring performance than Angel of Mercy. That's very strange. Anyway. Some weird ratings going on here. In-ring performances. We then go to a 72B- for the menace angle between Primus Allen and Mobstar. Going into the main event, which does pretty well, getting a 69C+. We got Primus Allen and Mobstar defeating Ernest Youngman and Callie Slick when Primus Allen defeated Ernest Youngman by pinfall with a running power slam. Really good match there, though. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And then we have the final angle of the show getting a 64C. We have Callie Slick, and he's basically saying that the Long Beach Mafia was his creation, stemming from his previous tag team in the Long Beach Crew. You know, he wanted to take it on the road, create it into something bigger, and he did just that. He brought in Mobstar, Buster Cap. I mean, they were essentially the tag team champions while he was still in charge. And at the same time, he was also the North American champion for quite a few months. You know, it was a decent amount of time. Primus Allen comes in, costs him his title first of all, and basically Mobstar and Buster Cap, they're just seeing the stars shining in Primus Allen's eyes. He then goes to talk about Earnest. Of course, Earnest was his tag team partner tonight. And he says that you know, he's going to do everything he can to win back his title at the next event, which is, of course, going to be Base Camp. So we'll get that booked in, one-on-one. We're actually going to make it a steel cage match, and that is basically to prevent the Long Beach Mafia getting involved. So let's go Cage Modern, and then we're going to go with Cali Slick, if I can find his name. And he'll be taking on Ernest Youngman in a rematch for the North American title. And I think it's going to be a pretty good match, of course. The first one was very, very good. Our second highest match of all time. So, and at the time it was our first. Well, it was number 1. Anyway, let's end the show. Not a very good one, but that's to be expected with a 43D and a 35E plus there as well. We won't be giving any more promos to Bret Heartbreak and Robin Delay for the immediate future. Let's just say that. Anyway, let's advance again here. I would like to try and get to maybe week 3 and then call it an episode. Actually, let's do 2 more shows. So we'll do the next show for week 2, and then we'll do the first show in week 3 as well. Just having a little look on the side here. Oh, interesting. Colossus. Hell's Bouncer winning the television title. As a lower mid-carder as well. Wow, he beat Joshua Taylor, who's a main eventer. That's a brave match. Having a lower mid-carder beat a main eventer. I mean, I can respect that. It's a very bold move. Anyway, let's advance, get into this next show. Actually, before we do that, let's have a look at the roster. I just want to check Kyler. I want to have a look at his stats as well. Because I noticed while doing the end of stats screen that his charisma has dropped 2 points over the last 2 episodes. Dropped 1 point per episode, which I'm really worried about. It was at an 88 B+, and now it's dropped down. And the stamina as well, going down 2 points since he picked up this injury, down to an 81B, which is really frustrating because he finally got up to a B+, and then that was basically pulled away. So yeah, a little bit worried about that. Hopefully, once he does come back and get involved, you know, everything will be A-okay, and those stats will go back up to where they were. Otherwise, this injury could really negatively affect his whole career. And, I mean, essentially it could prevent him from actually ever reaching that top level and getting the 100 A-star match. Anyway, let's book this show. I want to go with Samael the Accuser and who will his opponent be? That's another good question. I don't want to overuse Earnest too much. Maybe Cali Slick. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, these guys have had a little bit of a rivalry in the past as well. Let's give Cali Slick the victory because I do want him to have a bit of momentum going into the big event. Then we'll do a tag match. Let's have Devious Dr. Fang and Hush team up. See if there's any good chemistry between these two. That would be incredible. Then all 3 members of our new stable would have chemistry. And they can take on the team of Logan Wolfsbane. And where is he? Good old Kiryu Kato. Just a nice, easy 10 minutes. We'll give Devious the victory. Nice. Then we want to have... Let's have a number 1 contenders match for the tag titles. Let's go with the Sons of Tomorrow, of course, picking up a victory last week. And they can take on the Ring Generals. I think that's a pretty good match. I think we've actually done this one before. Yeah, so we've done a 50D plus. Hopefully it'll be better than that. Although at the moment, I'm not exactly liking what I'm seeing from the Ring Generals. Well, I'm liking Dean. I'm just not liking Marv. I feel like he's just not great at the moment. And then finally, let's do another match here. Let's go with Canadian Crusher, a guy we haven't used at all in a very long time. And he can go against Sunny Wildside and Seth Whitehead. Yeah. That's a pretty good mid-card match, I would say. And we'll give Sunny the victory. And Canadian can be the loser there. Alright. Let's book our angles. So let's go with Samael for the main event. Get a nice, hopefully a B+ out of that one. Then let's go with Sunny and Jenny. Haven't used Jenny Playmate in a very long time, so it'd be good for her to get on the show. And we'll drop this match here and work the crowd. And then we can, I guess we can, let's give an angle to Devious Dr. Fang. Actually, let's go Logan. Logan and Gideon. We'll have to change Gideon to a mid-carder as a result. But that's fine, so let's do that real quick. Gideon Kato up to a mid-carder. Save that. There we go. And let's run it. Let me just double check we're in generic. We are not. Good thing I checked. Alright, so we start off the show again with a 50D plus for the same match that was previously done. We have the Ring Generals defeating the Sons of Tomorrow in 8:36 when Dean Waldorf defeated Bret Heartbreak by pinfall with a wheelbarrow bomb. We also had Robin Delay was really off his game, so that's not helping. But he is improving in technical skills, so bit of a negative with a bit of a positive, so I'm happy about that. Ring Generals are our new number 1 contenders for the tag team titles. Let's make it a stipulation match as well. Let's go a ladder match. So we've got Long Beach Mafia 3 taking on the Ring Generals in what is going to be a pretty good match in my eyes. A nice ladder match. We then go to a 48D plus for Sunny Wildside and Jenny Playmate. Probably expected a little bit better, but again, it might be Jenny just dragging the angles down. His match, the Triple Threat, getting a 55C-. We've got Sunny Wildside defeating Canadian Crusher and Seth Whitehead in 10:15 when Sunny defeated Canadian Crusher by pinfall with a fear factor. As you'd expect, Crusher was the weak link. And Sunny Wildside is improving in both Rumble and performance skills, so pretty respectable coming out of there. Looking really, really strong and improving as well at the same time. We then go to a 46D for Logan Wolfsbane and Gideon Kato. Their tag team angle together. The match does relatively well, 54C-. We have Devious Dr. Fang and Hush defeating Logan Wolfsbane and Gideon Kato in 10:04 when Devious Dr. Fang defeated Gideon by submission with a deadly Kung Fu grip. It's a nice finishing maneuver. It's a decent submission. Deadly Kung Fu grip. Anyway, we have work improvements. We've got Gideon improving in flying skills and Hush improving in rumble skills as well. We then go to a 75B minus for Samael's Menace angle, leading into the main event, which doesn't do too well, getting a 65C. Both of these guys, a little bit under sort of the top level talent we have at the moment, being Earnest and Primus, Mobstar as well, and along with El Mitico. Those four guys are probably our top performers. But yeah, Cali Slick was really off his game as well, so that's not going to help. And he actually only got a 56 in-ring performance. Alright, let's end the show. We get a 50D+, so we've gradually gotten worse. However, what I've just noticed is we didn't gain any popularity from that match. From that show, sorry. Which means it's either time to upgrade our production value, or it's time for us to hit the road and start our journey getting up to this type of level of popularity in the Southwest. Now, I assume if we hit a 53 C-, which is the minimum for a C-, I'm assuming it would increase popularity. But at the moment, I think being 44, we're actually too close to get a popularity increase. I'm assuming that's what it is. It might also have something to do with the wrestling industry itself. Interesting. RDJ's retired. And he's going to be a color commentator. Okay. A little bit strange. I mean, he's going to be a very expensive color commentator. Alright, there we go. Let's, Now, we need to make a decision. Let me think about this. Alright, so we're up to 44 importance as well. Now, before we upgrade production values, we need to go to the Southwest and at least try and get up to a similar level of popularity. So I think that's what we're going to do, and that's what this episode, I assume, is probably titled. Yeah. Yeah. We're going on tour to the Southwest. We will still hold the big shows. So the big end of month shows, like our what you would call pay-per-view events. Our big monthly events, they're going to be held in the Mid-South still. So we're still going to be running at least one show. Now I'm going to keep a close eye on the popularity because I don't want to be getting popularity decreases. And the thing is, if we're running shows in the Southwest, they're not going to be anywhere near as good. So we're going to be losing regional battles unless we put on that one good show per month. All right. All right, let's book our first show in the Southwest region. Again, we're going to try and medal. We'll try our best. We really got to try and get rid of this hatred between these two. And yeah, let's go Southwest. 95 A-star importance for the regional importance. And, you know, we are 17 F+ popularity. So here we go. We'll just go a generic venue in the Southwest. And we'll get ourselves rocking and rolling. Now, the thing is, we do want to use people in our main event. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. But we want to get people that are actually somewhat over in that region. So guys like Earnest, he will have popularity. Doesn't actually have that much popularity. I mean, it'd probably be better if you were actually going to the tri-state region. But again, we have a lot more popularity in the Southwest. Now, Primus would have pop. 35. It's not great. It's really not great. All right, I think I found our main eventer for the Southwest. Mobstar with a 41D. Of course, being with CZCW, I assume. Who else would have decent? No, I don't think Samael would. No, he's just got a little bit of spillover. El Mitico, maybe? Nah, similar sort of thing there. I'm just trying to think. Maybe Dean Waldorf? Marv Statler? Not too bad. Because we can't really... Alright, let's do this. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a tag team match for the main event. And we're going to have the Ring Generals taking on Primus Allen and Mobstar. So they're essentially, the number one contenders are taking on one half of the tag team champions alongside Primus Allen. We'll give it 20 minutes. We're going to have Primus be the victor. There we go. Actually, let's have an interference on this one as well. So let's go Tainted to have the loser be Marv. Alright, so that's pretty good. So we got Marv Statler to lose, and Marv should be attacked by Buster Cap. And that's how the, and we also want to do outside interference finish. So there we go. We want to check another match on the card. I want to do a couple of singles matches because we don't want to be spending too much money for this last show of the episode. Let's go with El Mitico. And he himself can take on Floris Bouchard. Nice little 10-minute match there. And then let's go with Buster Cap. And he can take on... Yeah, let's go Logan. Logan Wolfsbane, good match. Alright, so Buster Cap to be victorious. Open, script. I guess we'll put one more match on the card. Let's go another singles. And let's have Samael take on Rob Reynolds. I think that's a good match as well. That can actually be the first match on the card. Alright, let's book angles. Let's go with a double menace for Primus and Mobstar. Let's go an El Mitico angle as well. Rated on entertainment. And then finally, let's go with Samael with another menace angle for himself. And then we can have that one open the show. Obviously, they're not going to be as good as, you know, he is in the Mid-South, but I'm expecting a decent show at least. So we're in the Southwest, our first show in the Southwest. Let's run it. Starting off with a 62C. That's better than I thought it would be. Definitely a lot better than I thought it would be. We then go to a 45D. We've got Samael, the accuser, defeating Rob Reynolds in 8-11 by pinfall with a Poison of God. Moving into a 50D plus, really good match. Buster Cap defeating Logan Wolfsbane in 10-26 by pinfall with a Mafia kick. Buster Cap with a 49 in ring. Pretty impressive. We then go to a 44D for El Mitico's angle. His match also does pretty well, getting a 51D plus there. El Mitico Jr. defeating Floris Bouchard in 10:30 by pinfall with a Northern Lights suplex. And Flores was also off his game. We then go to a 73 B- with Primus Allen and Mobstars tag team Menace Angle. And the main event getting us a solid 64C, which I think is the same rating for our main event in the last show in the Mid-South. But yeah, we got Primus Allen and Mobstar defeating the Ring Generals in 2016 when Primus Allen defeated Marv Statler by pinfall with a running power slam following interference from Buster Cap. And Marv was also off his game as well. Being a bit of a letdown, Marv Statler, I have to say. He's a bit of a dick backstage. Definitely the weaker of the two out of the Ring Generals, and he's pretty inconsistent when it comes to being on his game. So yeah, I'm not too happy with him, if I'm honest. Anyway, no worker improvements. Let's end our first show in the Southwest, and we actually get a 49D rated show, which is, what, 1 point lower than our last show in the Mid-South, which is crazy. I mean, I'm really happy with that for our first show. Now I'm just wondering if our popularity's gone up at least a little bit. No, it's still at 17. Let's have a quick look in the editor before we end the episode. Where are we at? S. Okay, so if we look there, we're at a 44.6D for the Mid-South, and then it looks like we've just gained 0.4 in the Southwest. And I say that because I assume the spillovers are both, well, the other two are 17.4, and then now after that first show, we're at a 17.8. So a 0.4 gain is very, very good, especially with a wrestling industry that is as bad as ours, currently at a 32E+. So I think we're on the right track in our first venture out of the Mid-South region. Anyway, that is, of course, going to be it for this episode, guys. Please smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you aren't already. I think still about 60% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. And I think about 5 or 6% of you guys have the notification bell clicked on. So make sure you do that as well. Hopefully my analytics will start to look a little bit better. And some of you guys will do that for me and show your support for the channel as well. Anyways, apart from that, guys, as always, take it easy. And I hope you enjoy the same end of stats screen as the last 3 episodes, essentially. Goodbye, guys.